I've got problems. I need to buy cars and I need to buy them fast, but everything I try and buy is avoid the scammer first before I find a good car. We've tried buying 9 cars, I've bought 3, and you're gonna listen about the other 6, but I've narrowly avoided getting scammed and going bankrupt. Cue the Vaseline. Quick business update. Lots of you have asked. Thanks for showing an interest. So, last time we were here, pretty much the place looked very, very similar. These 3 cars weren't here, a couple more also weren't here. Since then, GR04 and PE53 have been taken down for sale. Probably going to keep those back for a while. They may see an auction at some point. And then what we've had fitted is some piping for the water, drainage outside, and we need somewhere to wash his hands, which were a problem last time, and we have a solution for that. Lauren's got an addiction to Temu since she's discovered it, and I've become a victim of it. So we need a sink. Lauren thought it'd be a great idea to get an industrial sink off Temu. Look at it. It's a Chinese early learning sink. And we need a proper one, desperately. That cannot get hooked up, and it will not get hooked up. I don't know what the returns policy is like on Temu, but this one is going back to China regardless. So, a few more updates. Our eBay page is getting loaded full of parts, including Sparcos. The cage is sold. We've got big bad boy subwoofer 900 watt boomtastic thing on eBay, and a load of other parts as I get sorted through stuff. The 2 cars from the previous videos will be parted, and everything was going up for sale with them. We still not got the racking, because it turns out racking is very expensive and it's massive, so you can't just go and collect it off Facebook Marketplace. Ideally, you have to get it delivered. So, obviously there's not been a video for the last 2 weeks, and it's because we have been busy. Workshop wise, as we're doing all this ourselves, there's a lot going on, so I have to be mechanic, salesman, dealer principal, service advisor, parts seller and stripper, the lot. So, quick update. Theft, you'll see it back up for sale. We had the motorist paint the bonnet, paint the roof, we've changed the manifold, because when we got it originally, the cat had collapsed inside, and I thought it'd be a great idea. I got a nearly new cat off a breakaway window, and then started it up, and then it still wasn't running right. Turns out there were no cat in the manifold. It was clean when I just took it out, which is bizarre. I didn't want to sell it, but we can't keep this GR04 and PE53. So this one is going to bite the bullet. This will be up for sale this week with its own YouTube video coming. It is mega. Other jobs what we've got to do in stock wise, the E46M3, Remex has sent back the SMG pump this week, so I've got to do that. There's a rear bush, there's a service, a few other little bits, and this one will be up for sale this coming week if I get the time to do it. The black E46M3, the manual with 81,000 miles on. I am reducing this car for the bank holiday. It needs to leave us. As much as I like it, we can't keep everything. It'll be up at £13,500. It's got good history. It's mechanically sound. It's brilliant. Buy it. Inbound stock. We have EK06. Once I've changed the oil cooler gaskets, this will be live. Clean MOT. Good service history. Previous clutch, previous timing chain. I've done all the brake pipes, I've serviced it, I've done the window regulator, done 2 front tyres, and a few bit more. This is a very nice car. It's got 105,000 miles on it. It'll be a bargain with a warranty. 105,000 miles, £3,500. This will go fast. It's the perfect cheap R53. If I were going to do a buyer's guide on what an R53 should be, sub £3,500, it is this. Brilliant. So, Gen 2 Cooper SD. This usually isn't my bag, even though I sold these new. Usually I won't touch anything like this, but it's a 2014, so it's the last year of registration for them, and they are quite rare. They're really good on fuel, about 140 brake horsepower, with a 2-litre diesel engine in. This one is up for sale now, I believe. 3,500. Very good service history. We've got the history for the chain, which is important on these cars. Wouldn't buy one without the chain being done. And we've also got history for the clutch. It came in with just the last couple of years of service history, but I've managed to find the missing history at Mini by begging, essentially. Someone's going to enjoy this. They are a cheap car for the money. They should be worth a lot more than they are, but it's a diesel. But you know what diesel means though? Good fuel economy and next to nothing on the road tax. Right, onto this bad boy here, and I'll have to sit down for this one. Right, lowriders. Don't chav your car up too much, because all I'm going to do is pull it to bits. So this one leads me on to my nightmares of this week of buying cars. So this one we bought in, actually off eBay. Lovely photos, look really good. Turns out the photos we took like 5 years ago. However, it is a 2006 JCW with 97,500 miles on. The problem I've got is, I'll be honest, I paid too much for it. Hence why it's in this situation now, where I've had to pull the thing to bits to try and get some money back out of it. So it did have a carbon dash, carbon down tubes, which looked brilliant on the photos. They're on eBay if you want to buy them, by the way. And then a few other little bits. Maxon design kit, like a half cage in the back. We're selling it all. We're going to put this car back to standard how it should be, and try and de-chav it. But we bought this one blind. You go off the photos sometimes. Not a lot scares me, because obviously we can fix a lot. But it's a bit chavvy, and the previous owner decided to put gaffer tape over all of the warning lights on the clocks. So when we got to it, it had airbag warning light, brake pad light, engine warning light on. As when Lauren decided to pull the chameleon covers out, it lit up like a Christmas tree. And obviously it sounds ridiculous. It's got a GTT exhaust on, which I wouldn't sell a car with this exhaust on, but they are quite sought after. The Jan Speed manifold will be coming off. However, it never passed an MOT with this. I can't reach it as well. Talk about spice. Wow. So yeah, we need to de-chav this. It has got some good service history. However, by de-chav I mean pretty much it's all getting pulled to bits. All the green out the engine bay will come out. We might have to pull the engine because it's got an oil leak, which was really bad from the rear main seal. Previous owner decided to do a clutch and not very well, and I'll have to refit the supercharger as well, because that has not done well at all. So yeah, it's not been going too well. That's the couple of cars I did buy. Onto the cars I didn't buy. We buy a lot of stock private. We buy off Facebook, we buy it off eBay, we get offered a hell of a lot, and we buy it through word of mouth because we don't go to auctions, because I like to speak to the previous owner, and then I get a good vibe from the previous owner. And Minis are really, they're emotional purchasers. So if an owner's kept it well, the owner comes across well, chances are it's going to be a good car. So when I come across a British Racing Green car on Facebook Marketplace, like this one here, I think, ooh, British Racing Green, desirable colour, aero kit side skirts, GP1 rear, valance trim, few other little bits on it, suspension, wheels, GRS intercooler, good spec, pan roof. I'm thinking it's ticking all the boxes here. So originally it was listed at 4,500 and now it's been reduced after what's happened with us. So we'd agreed to purchase this car, and I thought, oh, it'd be a nice car for stock that. We'd easily sell this one. However, it's got 84,000 miles on. It's got part history and one key, which were a bit, it's a lot of money for me to pay for a British Racing Green car. Yeah, it's got 84,000 miles on, but the retail on this is probably $5 grand, and there's a dealer. Any dealer will tell you that's not enough when you've got to prep the car because you don't know what's wrong with it. I'm buying the car blind. We've got overheads and VAT to pay. So yeah, the £1,000 might be there, but chances are that car's going to make a loss. Hence why we look at cars sometimes with mods on. So we agree a deal and we agree a collection date. And I'm thinking, this is a nice car, this should sell well. And it's still up for sale now, by the way. However, we go through the spec and it's got everything you want to see. Full service back in September, good maintenance, and a brand new engine at 76,000 miles, which it can only be a good thing. And then we think, right, the owner's going to Portugal, she's leaving the country, she needs to get rid of the car, it's been up for sale for a while. So we've agreed a deal, and then we decide to HPI it. Computer says no. Category D, which I think is a Category N these days, write-off back in 2013, which stops it dead in the tracks that I ain't touching that car, because as a dealer, you shouldn't be selling write-off cars, or if you are, you need to disclose it. This owner, making out that she didn't know, she does know, because it'll been on a logbook multiple times. She's took a plate off, she's had the original logbook, she's had 3 different logbooks for her hand, it'll be on the front of it. She does know, she's just not telling people so she can get as much money as she can for it and get it gone. But I've got a feeling a few people's done HPI by now, and that's why it's still available. But 8-owner vehicle, she's had it for the last 3 years. I mean, I refuse to believe that she doesn't know. When we confronted her on it, she just went radio silent. And the car's still up for sale. MOT advisories, coolant leak, oil leak. She says she's had them done. She's got receipts for them. MOT issues not being the best in the past, but it doesn't scare me with these cars. They're 20-year-olds. We just do all the prep. Not bothered. It's easy done. However, that's the first one where I come across. So that car's gone. I originally had a trailer going down south to buy this car, and then it turned into, actually we're going to buy that car, but I tried buying one more in front of that one, which were a red JCW 2003 from John Cooper Garages, but the guy wants the world for it, and it's got lack appeal, it's red, and it's got R95s on. I don't know if it's still up for sale, but we couldn't agree a deal on that one. Then I tried another one on the R53 Owners Club, and the guy kept me on the phone for 30 minutes telling me about his car, which is a really good sign. It means the owners cared for it, and he's probably spent a lot of money on it. It looked tidy, but we're 150 quid away, and he wouldn't budge on it, and I just couldn't make it work on paper. And that's why we ended up with that one there. Yeah. So, as I've got that, I'm trying to buy more cars. And now what we'll do is I'll show you the next car we bought, and it's even worse than this one. Obviously, this is it's a private seller. Did you know? Don't know, but it's my duty to know as a trader. All I can do is move on to the next one. Right, car number 2. 2004 Cooper S in black. Of course, we love a black and silver car here. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, this looks tidy. This is really tidy, actually. G-wing on, 4-pot front brake, Brembos. Flick through it, I think, oh, it's all been powder coated, new exhaust, new full restoration almost. Bilstein B16s. Flick through it, I think, ooh, bit of JCW carbon, Sparkos in blue as well. Side pieces not cracked. Bolster's seen better days, but we can get them fixed, it's no bother. 67,000 miles. Not the best mods under the bonnet, but I can live with what's underneath the car and inside the car. So I look through it thinking, this is good, this one. So we messaged the seller. Now, we go through this, we've asked him what the service history is like. He tells me it's one for sale, Mini Specialist where he works. He's got good service history. And I didn't realise there were another Mini Specialist up in Sunderland. I just thought it was Mini Customs in Yarm that way. And then after that, it's in Scotland. But he tells us a few bits on here, and I'll block some names out because we don't want to out everyone. However, he's gone through everything he knew about the car. So I'm like, right, I'm having this. So if you come over here, this is it. So DX54 ZKN. It is a category D write-off, and it's got a lot of accident damage. It's not something what you'd want to buy, simply because it's a write-off, unless it were really cheap. Now, a lot of these cars have got a lot of parts on it, make them potentially worth more than they sell for as a full car. That's why there's so many breakers. But this one's a write-off, and the guy works for a Mini Specialist. Now, don't forget that, he works in the motor trade. Let's have a look at this. So, Total Car Check will let me see on certain cars auction photos. So, it's been titled like a JCW, it's not a JCW. R90s or R95, sorry, full aero kit. 62,000 miles at the time. But it said something head-on smash. Now, it doesn't look like an absolute major accident. However, it's still a category write-off. Cat D salvage. So, if we go back to this phone, I asked him about this. Is it HPI clear? Not ever done one, nothing stated on logbook, but it isn't always noted. Well, they are generally noted. It's a write-off, so I'll send him all the bits on here. Now, this guy works in the motor trade. Now, I thought he'd changed the way we were going to do this. He said he'd probably part it if not. But now he's just knocked 350 quid off, and it still says that it's a clean car. Now, this guy works in the motor trade, so he's selling that car illegally. He has a legal responsibility to notify a buyer that that car's a write-off. So I can't do it with that one. It still looks like a tidy car. It's a full rebuild. Chances are he's gone and bought it as a salvage and built it for himself. But I can't touch that one, so that's car number 2. Car number 3, one is Facebook finds. And I'll try and find the actual car on here. Mini JCW. Here we go. Right, Checkmate JCW. These are like hen's teeth. There was like 21 or 22 registered cars in the UK from factory. This one originally were advertised as a factory car, but we did correct him because factory cars are all like late 2006. This one's a 2005, which it was originally up at £3,000, but we thought, oh, we're going to buy this until we saw the photos. Now look at this. I know this is on the screen card. This is why you never buy a car from a seaside town. Look at the rust on this. Boot lid. God knows what it looks like underneath. You've got a rear wing. It's creased as well. I'm sure one of the doors is even worse than this. Where is it? I've seen the door. I've seen the door picture. Where are you? Oh, that is the worst I've ever seen. They don't usually rust on the doors that much. They like give you a little bit of bubbling, but if it's like that, you can only tell what the car's like underneath it. So that one, it's a scrap car. Yeah, that one's a scrap car. So that's gone through what? 6 cars, what we looked at. The other 3 have been cars where I just couldn't get the money together. We pay private prices for a lot of our cars. We pay top money for the cars, but they have to have something about them for it to make us work as a dealer, because at the end of the day, I can't pay retail money for a car, fix it, pay for insurance, parts, overheads, VAT and so forth, because we'd become a charity then and we'd be losing money, which most people sometimes think we do that because we are a charity apparently. However, no, we're not. We're a business and this is how it pays our bills. Our aim here is to improve people's awareness on the R53s because not a lot of people know about the history on them. There's a lot of history, there's a lot of value behind it, there's a massive different customer base. We get affluent customers through, we get everyday customers through, we get people daily and we get people putting them in museums, and they are undervalued somewhat. There's still a lot of cars about, but the upper echelons of the R53 worlds, they're hard to find the good ones, and the good ones will end up in museums and collections and get exported, like we already have been sending cars abroad. And we are now on a mission of keeping the rotten ones out of the scrap yards. It's a tough one, but I can't really do this unless the owners are aware of the preventative maintenance to stop them looking like that car at Whitby. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this video and I'm not talked you to death. So please give us a like, subscribe, find us on Facebook, find us on Instagram. Comment your thoughts below. Where's the market going? The conversation below on the last video were fantastic. We had people all over the world. I can't believe that video went from like 100 subscribers to 318. A lot of people, you're liking listening to my northern waffle, and it is very much appreciated. Thank you very much for your support, and hopefully you come along for the journey as we develop this place. We get some more nice R53s in, and some more other brands of cars in, because we like everything and it is interesting, our job. We do a lot of different things. It's not just fixing, it's not just parts. We go all over the country and all over through Europe, as we did in February. So please give us a like, please subscribe. Thanks.